I guess in October of 2010, my life was just, falling apart, and it was a very tumultuous existence, and I didn't really have any options. I didn't have any good places to go, no places to turn. It was either go to a homeless shelter or go to jail. So I had, I knew that if I went to jail, I would go to treatment. I just knew because my friends are in the similar situations, and I would see them going to treatment, and at the very least, if their lives were improved, they were at least clean and sober and put together a little bit, for even just for that moment. And so I thought, man, I just need that moment of clarity, that little semblance of like just some sort of stability, and I thought going to jail is a better option than continuing out here living on the streets and doing what I'm doing. It's just a better option. It just felt like a better option, even if that meant maybe even going to prison, So I just decided that I'd violate my probation. I wouldn't go see my PO, and I knew that a warrant would be put out for my arrest, and then I went to jail. And then, sure enough, went to treatment thereafter. In early 2011, I went to a halfway house, the Harbor Phobe, where it was located at. It was on over off 6th Avenue on Oakland, right behind the grocery store there on 6th Avenue. And so I went there, and there wasn't any programming, there was no structure there at the time, and so the best advice they had was just don't drink and go get a job. And I thought, man, how am I supposed to get a job? I don't know anything, the first thing about applying for a job or any of that. I never really had a job specifically, ever. So it's just, what am I supposed to do? And so I ended up, the funny thing is, I was talking about this morning, my grandpa called me and he says, I'm coming to pick you up at 8 in the morning. We're going to sign up for Youth Build. And before I could tell him I didn't want to do that or ask him what it was, he hung up the phone. And so sure enough, the next day at 8 in the morning, he shows up, picks me, knocks on my bedroom door at the halfway house, wakes me up, pulls me out of bed, and takes me to sign up for this program called Youth Build. And that that would turn out to be the foundation, which would be the bedrock for the next step, which was DMAC. I got my GED through Youth Build, and so the next step was DMAC. Got a diploma for architectural millwork. So then I was a carpenter for 4 or 5 years, taking classes at night. And then the next step after that was applying at universities, and eventually I landed on Drake. And it's been a great ride at Drake University for sure.
What was it like?
I think that helping individuals is something that I have a strong feeling of obligation towards. I think that it's very, I owe a lot to social programs that help individuals in situations like similar to mine. And so I think I have a strong inclination to do that and continue to help people no matter what I end up doing. There could be, I could move on and go into some corporate position that could happen, or I could, end up as a writer for a paper of some sort or some publication, or, I don't know. It's hard to tell right now. And I definitely have ambition to continue my education, perhaps go to some law school or some sort of, postgraduate work. But there's definitely that component too, if it's furthering my education. But there's also, like you said, that helping people is just something that I think is in my DNA, and I just see myself doing that no matter where I'm at.